Well, my name's Monika Mundell. I'm the business alchemist for business experts who want to create irresistible impact with their messaging and marketing and turn their business into a vehicle so that they can live the lifestyle of their dreams. Now, I'm going to present this free masterclass to you, and you're going to need to invest about 20 minutes of your time. So please stop any disruptions, log out of Facebook, log out of email, because I want you to pay attention to this. It is the exact way that has enabled me to create 3 successful businesses online. Now, I've been online since 2004, and for the first 4 years of running a business online, I was actually very unsuccessful. I lost a lot of money. But then I discovered how I can play to my strength and use my passion to build a successful business. And I have since built 3 successful businesses, of which 2 are multiple 6-figure businesses and one is a 6-figure business. So I'm not just telling you stuff to make it sound like you need to do X and then you get C. This is actually based on my own experience as a business owner and what has allowed me to create irresistible impact and engagement with my tribe and create loyal fans. And also, my business has allowed me and my husband to travel the world for the last 5+ years. We're actually independent. We don't have, we've sold up our houses, our investment properties, and we've been nomads since 2014. So we travel the world and I run my business from just about anywhere. I've worked on cruise ships and in log cabins and on sailing yachts and in hotel rooms and on top of mountain tops and in little offices that I've created all around the world in our Airbnb or house-sitting houses that we have taken on over time. So in this presentation, I just want to show you how you can escape the drudgery of having a business that sees you battling with stop-go momentum and struggling with cash flow from months to months, and actually have a business that lights you up from within so that you can then have the lifestyle and a life that you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be travel, right? Like, not everybody wants to travel, and I totally get that. Hubby and I used to be chefs, for over 20-something years. And my husband has been retired since 2011, thanks to my businesses. And I know without a doubt that you can achieve success in your business if you've been struggling until this moment in time. Chances are you haven't been shown what it actually takes to be successful. And if you ever felt like this, right, you feel like you work hard, you're putting stuff out there, you follow everybody's advice, but no matter what you do, it's just not getting traction, right? You're not getting momentum, you feel like nobody's paying attention to you, you feel invisible in the marketplace, and you feel like everybody else, like there's people coming out of nowhere getting success, and here you are slaving away in your business day and night for no traction at all and very, very little cash. So if that is you and you're struggling, then you're in the right place right now. So please watch this entire presentation and then go and take action. Okay, that's the key. Because you can go from totally overwhelmed, from totally insecure, from feeling that you're invisible and you're hiding and you feel like nobody really appreciates you as a business person, to laughing, smiling, feeling absolutely happy and passionate about what you do, and actually have fun marketing your business. Because at the end of the day, you're in business to serve people. You've started this business because you were passionate about something that you're very good at doing. So it makes sense that you want to make the most out of your skill set, right? And you want to have people drool over your content and eagerly line up to buy from you. But if you're not leading the way, then they're not going to do that. And if you've been trying to lead the way, but you've been flatlining sales, The reasons are manifold, but the three most important reasons are right here. Reason number one, chances are that your content is boring. And your content is boring because A, you may not know how to create irresistible messaging that actually compels people to buy from you, that engages them to interact with your brand, and that just makes them excited about being around you. So maybe you don't know how to structure your messaging to do that, or you're just not lit up about your marketing. And if that's the case, then you need to ask yourself, what does it actually mean for me to be in business? What drives me to get up every day and work on my business? And if you're not feeling the passion and the excitement, then you need to revisit your goals and your values, because chances are that, somewhere along the way you've lost them and you've lost yourself in the process. The second reason why you're flatlining sales is you have either a bad or no strategy. It's like going on a holiday. I'm using travel as an analogy because I love to travel, and my husband and I travel all the time. So if you travel and you prepare for a trip, you usually make a short list of the destinations you want to visit, and then you look at the weather in that place, the time of the year, whether you need to dress warm or whether you need to pack a jacket for cooler weather, and you pack your bag according to what you expect on the other end, right? It's the same with business. If you don't have a strategy about where you want to go and you're not detailing the steps along the way, you're going to get lost. And chances are, if you're lost right now, it's because you don't have a strategy. And the third reason is you simply have a lack of traffic. Now, to make a lot of sales, it doesn't just mean that you get inspired and excited about launching something and then you put that out there and you make a few sales and then you disappear again. To make consistent sales, you got to consistently show up and be engaging and engage your tribe so they want to hear more and they actually start to trust you and to get to know you. And when they do that, they start to love you and appreciate you. And when somebody really appreciates you and they're ready for the next step that you facilitate for them, that's when they buy. So people need to trust you first, okay? And I'm going to share with you now 7 simple content tweaks you can make this week in your business to maximize your sales conversion, okay? So get pen and paper ready. You can also pause this video at any moment in time, make notes, and then go and take action. But if you don't take action, you're not going to get results, okay? So number 1 is you need to get clear on your page objective. Now, the pages I'm talking about is really anything, any content you put out there. It can be a web page, an email, a blurb on Facebook. It can be a post on YouTube, like a video. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so if your goal is to give people a free something, a lead magnet, so they opt into your email list and they download that free thing, and you want them to feel eager to know more, greedy for information, then you have to have a call to action, which basically tells them what to do. So click the link to, and then you describe the outcome that your freebie facilitates. Okay, so click the link to create irresistible content in the next week for your business, right? And I could have a checklist that shows them how to do that. If you want them to book a clarity call, so if the goal is to have them on a clarity call and you want them to be excited, then the call to action will be something like take the next step now and book your complimentary clarity call with me to get your questions answered. So utilize this objective-driven marketing because it makes it very clear to your audience and it doesn't leave room for questions on their behalf. Because if people are undecided and overwhelmed with what you offer them, then they're not going to take action. So make it clear, keep it simple, and you will find that people will engage a lot more. Number 2 is you need to start writing seductive headlines. the headline is basically the key to a successful piece of content, okay? Whether that's written in video or audio, like a podcast, you need to have strong headlines, because your headline is the make or break of somebody sticking around or somebody leaving your page right there and then. And if you lose them, you've lost them forever, or sometimes they come back, but most of the time people don't come back. So you want to grab them at the headline, and you have very little time to do that. So I've given you a few scripts here. So there's two columns with scripts and examples. So the script is on the left, and the example that relates to each script is on the right of it. So X days to get more, whatever the benefit is. So 7 days to get more engagement. The ultimate something kit, the ultimate content writing kit. So if you're a yoga teacher, you could have the ultimate hatha yoga kit, right? Anything like that related back to your business. Once you master that, your writing automatically becomes a lot more engaging and irresistible. The third way to do that is become a diamond digger. Now, most people, when they describe their business and the pain and whatever, the pleasures and the desires of their ideal client, they all do the same thing. And you don't want to be acting in the sameness when you describe pain. You want to become a diamond digger and do it the diamond digger way. So what does it mean? It means that instead of saying, maybe you have a fear of marketing, no time to write, you're not clear about structure, you could then say, instead of saying, maybe you have a fear of marketing, you're afraid of damaging your online image, right? That's a lot more specific, and it goes right to the heart of the problem. And it stands out because most people don't write like that. They say you have a fear of marketing. But a fear of marketing is too big a problem, right? You need to drill down into the diamonds. Or you have no time to write. Instead of saying that, you could say you have no boundaries and you're not prioritizing your business because you haven't got the clarity it takes to take the next step, right? So you see what I mean? It's you need to dig in and basically ask yourself, why does my ideal client have this particular problem? And then ask yourself why again and why again, until you have very specific problems that relate to your ideal perfect client. And then in your marketing, you address these problems directly in a conversational way, just like I've done here on this example slide, okay? So go and do that, and you will find you will get a lot more engagement, because you're actually speaking directly to the heart of your ideal perfect client. Number 4 is to get responsive. And what I mean by that is your website needs to be responsive, because otherwise you're losing money. Responsive means that your website renders in all digital devices without you having to do too much tweaking on the back end. Traditionally, old style websites, they were not made for being responsive. So if your website was designed before 2014, chances are it is not responsive unless you've paid someone or you did it yourself to make it so. So you need to make sure that you fire up your website on your smartphone and check whether it actually renders correctly like it would on a big desktop machine. If it doesn't, then you need to pay someone to make it responsive for you, because you're losing 58 people out of every people who come and visit your website. Because in 2018, 58 out of every 100 site visitors were on a mobile device. This can be a smartphone, it can be a Kindle, it can be a tablet. They come in all sizes, right? And you need to make sure that your website uses a responsive website theme that then renders it so whatever people use to visit your site, it shows up properly. Otherwise, you're losing money. Now, here's some stats around that, okay? these stats relate to the US market because the US is the biggest market for the English-speaking marketer, okay? And you can see here that all the sections in red and yellow are mobile device specific, and you can see how much traffic actually comes from a mobile device to a website, and that's huge, and it's only ever going to grow. We're using our mobile devices more and more, and less people are using actual laptops or desktop computers. So this is how a responsive website looks. It's basically looks the same on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, and on a phone. So be really go and check that today. Like put your website URL in the browser on your smartphone, and then do it on a tablet and see whether it actually looks good. Okay. Step number 5, you need to keep it simple, which is the KISS principle of marketing. Okay, which means you keep your writing uncluttered, because you need to make sure it's simple and people understand. And this applies as much to the navigation of your website or your social media channels as it does to your writing. Because when there's no clutter and people can easily identify what you want them to do, what you want them to click on, then that ignites their engagement. And you can add to that when you use strong headlines and call to actions, which is a CTA. A CTA is a call to action, which basically tells them what you want them to do next. So make sure that your design, your layout is uncluttered, and also your content is free of stuff that doesn't need to be there. In addition, you want to show your personality, right? People love you. They don't love a carbon copy of your online heroine. So don't pretend you're somebody else. Ignite and elevate your own personality traits. Like show them, like be loud. Be obnoxious if that's who you are in real life. Just be you and do you on a bigger scale when you market yourself online. And it's also totally okay to showcase your shadows, because when you're vulnerable, you become more lovable. It doesn't mean that you need to be a negative Nancy, because we don't like negative Nancys. But if you can share stories from a vulnerability standpoint and actually attach lessons to those stories, people can identify with you and they will actually love you even more because they can relate. Yeah? You don't sound like you're a million miles away and ahead of them. They actually see that you're just like them, just a few steps ahead. And when you know somebody's just a few steps ahead, you're actually more inspired to follow and rub shoulders with that person. Number 6 is to give away your best work. Okay, I'm giving you this presentation for free. You don't have to opt in anywhere. You don't have to pay me any money. But I'm sharing with you actionable content that actually works if you do it. Yeah? So give away your best work. Don't hold back on giving away your best work. You want to have people basically so impressed with the stuff you hand out for free that they can't help but want to work with you, because if you give them such great content for free, they will think, holy crap, what is she going to give me when I pay her money? Yeah. And if you're stuck for ideas what to give away, you can do checklists, you can give audio MP3s, maybe with like a relaxation if you're a meditation teacher. You can do inspirational MP3s, you can give away cheat sheets, blueprints, a formula, recipes, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so give away your stuff. Don't be shy. People love free stuff. So how do you create a kick-ass freebie that will run out of your inbox? You want to solve the pain to pleasure principle or puzzle, okay? So the pain to pleasure would be, for my ideal client, would, for example, be to build a list faster. Okay, so what I would then give away is 3 ways to add 1,000 subscribers to your list in 3 months. The way I would package this is with 3 videos, and I would then offer it with a killer landing page or an opt-in form. Okay, that's one option. Another option is their website content is not converting into sales. So they get a lot of traffic but no buyers or no inquiries. So I would give away the ultimate irresistible website content checklist. And it is packaged as a checklist, which is a PDF. And I would again create a killer landing page or an opt-in form to do that. Or if, a lot of people are struggling with their about pages. So I've successfully been giving away my Unblur Your About page in 3 days or less training. And it's in a small e-course, a free e-course. So again, I would offer it with a killer landing page or an opt-in form. The key to it is that you just pick something from that list and you actually just put it into place and see how it lands in your marketplace. Too often we overcomplicate and overthink our ideas, and we spend weeks and sometimes even months creating stuff. And then we put it out there and we realize people don't even want it. So the best way to create super fast, irresistible engagement is to just put stuff out there all the time and offer people all kinds of different things and see what sticks. Because what sticks today may not stick in 3 months' time, and what stuck last year may not stick this year. So you've got to be on your toes and always revisit, reimagine and redo your brand. Okay, which brings me to number 7. Sometimes when things don't go to plan and you feel like your business is no longer fun and you just feel meh about it and there's no excitement, maybe it's time to revisit your brand values. Yeah, because chances are that you're no longer aligned with the values that you had a few years back or a few months back. Because your website and your brand is like a wardrobe. You may feel inspired to change the design of your website, or you may feel inspired to create the content and new content out there. Yeah. The secret to irresistible engagement is innovation at every stage. So as business owners and entrepreneurs, we constantly re-innovate ourselves. It's a constant growth phase. We never stop, right? I can't even imagine or even count how many times I have reinvented myself as a business person. And every time I did, my business grew another notch. So don't be afraid to reinvent, but don't spend all your time on reinvention and not marketing your business, because if you don't do that, you're not going to get the sales, you're not going to get the traction. Consistent commitment should be your number one goal. So what I mean by that is you need to consistently commit to your goal. So if your goal is to create if your goal is to create $100,000 in the next 12 months in your business, then you got to break that down into your weeks. So how much do you need to earn in a week to make $100,000 by the end of the year, right? So you need to always break down your big goals into smaller action steps. And then you need to think about, okay, if I need to make, say, $2,000 a week, 50 weeks of work, 2 weeks holiday, how many clients do I need to make $2,000 a week based on what you're offering? And that way, your business automatically becomes real. And you look at lead generation, client generation, traffic generation in a total new way, because you realize that you actually have to do some work to make this happen. And one of the pieces of work is to show up consistently and to be out there and sharing your content and give people great value. Because in doing so, you will create amazing brand stickiness. People will follow you and they will become your biggest avid fans. Because great content leads to raving fans, money and VIP status online. And that is how you make it happen. So if you want a free 15-minute content smackdown where I look at your existing content or a particular part of your business where you feel your content is lacking, then, reach out to me on Facebook, send me a private message, and we'll set up a time to have a 15-minute chat where I'll give you some really kick-ass content ideas that you can implement in your business this week to make it better. So thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.